Good morning, everybody. It's 10:15 here in Prague, so I just rolled out of bed. But my name is Leah 𝗟𝗧𝗦. I am a third-year English and nonprofit management student from New York. Today I'm taking over the AIFS Instagram. I go to the Ohio State University, and I'm going to be showing you guys what a day in the life in Prague is like. So come along, and I'll answer any of your questions. Okay, so where I'm going now is really exciting and allow me to explain. I followed these Prague food bloggers, which I highly recommend doing whatever city you end up in, to follow some like Instagram accounts of food bloggers because they know all the spots, especially if they're locals. They're picking like their favorite places of all time, putting it in a little reel and giving you just the best of everything, and you'll get to see some places that are a little bit more niche. And so I follow Taste of Prague, I'll tag them. A month and a half ago, it turns out they actually opened up their own bistro and cafe, which I didn't realize was right in the neighborhood of my gym, and I've never been, and I've been wanting to try it forever. So we're headed there now, and I'll give you guys a full rate and review. Yes, the important thing. So this is the 𝗟𝗧𝗧 where we live, and my favorite ice cream spot is gelato. It's on Gelato in Old Town, which is where we're headed for my first class, Kafka in Critical Context. Yes, this is the worst part probably about being so far from home, because obviously when I'm at school, being away from my home friends is hard, but being abroad is even harder. And the worst is like the group chat blowing up at 3 a.m. my time and missing like a conversation with all my friends back in the States. But luckily, I have really great friends here. We're in the metro station now because I take the tram and the metro to get to my class building. So now we made it to the city center, and I acquired some people. They're gonna help me answer this question. Liz, hit it.
My favorite trip has been the Moravia AIFS trip. It was fun. Everyone went, and we went to a wine cellar.
I also have to say the Moravia trip and the wine cellar and
Florence and Budapest.
Budapest,
Barcelona.
Budapest.
All right.
Basically everywhere.
And what's yours?
London and Croatia. Okay, bye. So, great question. I came to Prague not knowing anybody, and the first week I met a lot of people in AIFS through our Welcome Week programs, which the programming was really extensive and great, and we had an early trip to Moravia that you've heard a little bit about that was really nice, where I got to bond with a lot of people. And then this part's a little confusing, but basically there's multiple program providers outside of AIFS that send other US students to study at Charles University in Prague. Basically, they're all students of ECES, which is our Charles University International program. So confusing, but we all live together and take classes together. So those are where my other friends came from. Hey, AIFS. Welcome to my crib.
Oh, so what's the setup like?
So we have a main room here and then 2 bedrooms off this and the bathroom there. And the shower. These are the closets, which are nice because we can store a lot. Tea, rice, pasta, oatmeal, honey nut O's in this cereal desert. And here's my room.
What's in here?
We have my bed, desk.
Hello, I am Leah's friend from Finland, and I'm taking over this takeover just to answer this question. No, you don't need to know Czech. We have this 2-week-long Czech intensive course in the beginning that we can learn how to say 𝗟𝗘𝗧𝗦, 𝗟𝗘𝗧𝗦, important phrases in Czech language, but really most people in Prague know how to speak Czech, so you don't need to know this language, but it helps.
What's up? I'm Nate. I go to U Miami. Did I experience culture shock? Yeah, I think the biggest thing is like I'm like a pretty loud personality, and like talking to like locals in general seem to be like way more reserved and kind of less like Americans in that way. Also with tipping, I was like expecting to just have like regular tipping like America, but it's very different, you know, like an average of like 10% rather than 20. So yeah, it's the biggest difference.
So Monday and Wednesday we have class at 2:10 until 7, and then Tuesday we have class from 4 to 7. Then on Thursday the weekend starts. It's really awesome, guys.
What places have I been outside of Prague? I've been to a few places, you know. Went from Slovakia all the way over to Ireland. Best place I went, probably Switzerland or Paris is pretty cool. I enjoyed Paris. Prague's the best though.
Yes, things are generally really cheap in Prague, especially comparing to New York prices. I'd say most things are around half the price of what I would pay in New York, especially when you talk about food. This is my tram. I'm going to dinner. Most dinners out will be like $10 or less, which is pretty crazy. And then you can add like 10% tip, but it's not necessarily mandatory. Dinner time.
You didn't get me in this year.
Unzip it.
Hey, so I'm Leah's friend Lily. I think that good advice is just be friendly to everyone like in the program. It's great to like meet people here, make friends here. Like everyone I've met here so far has been like wonderful. Like we're all really good friends. And also like just wander around, like go into like privately owned or like smaller like Czech businesses and stuff like that. Little cafes, like that's a big culture here.
Well, there's 3 classic Czech cafes that have been around for the last century or so. 𝗟𝗧𝗦, Café Savoy, and Café Louvre, and I recommend all 3 of them for 𝗦𝗢𝗧.
This is good night from me, signing off. Thank you so much for coming along with me today. I had a really fun day, but don't let anybody tell you that influencing isn't very hard work. These influencers, you know, they're working overtime. So if you guys want to keep up with me, I have a YouTube channel where I post really terrible videos, and you can find me under my name there. Yeah, have a great one, and I hope you come to Prague.